I'm Julia Hinojosa. I'm the principal dancer of the Ensemble Español Spanish Dance Theater, and I'm also the artistic director of their youth company. I've been with the ensemble now for about 15 years. Yeah, so I started off as a student at Northeastern with Dame Libby Carmichael when she was there as a professor, and I took one class of hers. I fell in love, and I have been with them ever since. It was the music, it was the movement. I don't know, the music, the rhythms, the movement called to me. It was nothing that I ever tried doing. I didn't study dance when I was younger as a child. It was really, I walked into her studio and I had fun in her class. It was something that I wanted to continue doing, so I continued to do it for a while. She kept asking me to audition for her company, and I wasn't ready. I was not ready at all. But yeah, it was just something that I loved. I couldn't get enough of it. I could not get enough of it. She was a very special woman. She was a very strict director, a very disciplined director, but a very caring director as well. She was my mentor for many years. I owe my career to her because she saw something in me that I didn't see at the time, that I didn't feel at the time, that I didn't believe at the time, and she knew before I did that I was meant to be a dancer. And so my career is completely because of her, because she pushed me, but not in a way that made me feel that I needed to do it for somebody else. She pushed me in a way that was very nurturing for me to realize that this was the path that I was meant to be on. So. So I had not really seen the Ensemble Español perform in a big performance. They had done these small little things with some of their dancers at different venues, and I had seen it, and I liked it. It was nice, but it wasn't until I saw them perform at the Auditorium Theater one year, and seeing that production was like, yep, that's it. I want to be there. I want to be one of those dancers. I want to be on that stage, and it was that performance that I was like, yep, this is it. Here I go. The piece that I saw that time around was El Amor Brujo, and it was choreographed by Juan Mata and Ana Gonzalez from Spain. So they were the founding members of the National Ballet of Spain. It was a beautiful, beautiful piece, but it was Irma Suarez Ruiz, who is now the artistic director. It was her performance. When I saw her perform on stage, she brought chills to me. I was at the edge of my seat watching her perform, and that was it. Yeah. Yeah, so I started as an apprentice and kind of worked my way through there. Some of my favorite pieces to perform is the Ben Amor. So I feel like the Ben Amor was the piece that really pushed me as a dancer. It was the one that gave me the biggest headache, but it was the one that I was determined to get. And so I feel like that was the changing point in my career, was that piece. Since then, we've done a lot of different pieces that I enjoy doing. The Bolero is what the company is known for, and so each time I do the Bolero, it evolves every single time, which is really interesting because you do it so much, and there are moments where I'm like, okay, Bolero again, here we go, but every time I'm in it, performing it brings something else out. Like, you find something else about yourself that you didn't realize was there within that piece. And I've really enjoyed working with all the different choreographers who have come through there, and so I don't think there's any piece that I don't like to perform, but there are just some that you kind of like more than others, and that's okay. So, but yeah. I think being a dancer is in and of itself a challenging experience. You're pushing your body to limits that you didn't know they could go to. I think the sacrifice of being a dancer, the toll that it takes on your body, the toll that it takes on your mental health sometimes, I think it's all challenging. I think the dancing part is the easiest part. The movement part is the easiest part of being a dancer. Everything else is the challenge, and I think that as dancers, that's really what you're trying to get through, is the day-to-day, like, how do I manage all of this? The dancing is the reward, sorry. The discipline, I think the discipline came really in wanting, I don't know, I'm already kind of a type A personality. I like things a certain way, and so it kind of, I think dance lends itself to that type of personality already. But the discipline comes in that, in seeing something, listening to a choreographer, a director, and hearing what their vision is, and really trying to put yourself in the place to be able to make that vision come alive in a very thoughtful way, in a very meaningful way for yourself, but also for them. So it's kind of like, how do I keep my integrity? How do I keep my artistic voice while trying to recreate their artistic vision? And so finding that balance. Yeah. Oh, I think this is a good time for dance in Chicago. I think we're kind of in the midst of it. I feel like the arts are thriving. The scene is growing year by year, and I see it now because it's trickling down into the youth programs, and so you're seeing a lot more highlight of the youth in these art forms, dance in particular. And so I think once we start investing in seeing our youth kind of come through this, and we're highlighting them and showing them that they're important, you know that you've gotten somewhere really, really good. And so it's exciting. It's exciting to be part of that. It's exciting for me as an artistic director to be in that and kind of helping to inform and shape what that looks like for our future. And seeing so many other people invested in it too is a really exciting time. So I think we're in it right now. Yeah, so I started as just an instructor with the youth company. It's something that was really important to me because, like I said, I started in dance very late in life. And one of the reasons that I started really late in life is I come from a very low-income family. My family was always working. They didn't have all these resources to put me in extracurricular activities and stuff like that. And so when I finally was able to dabble in some of this, it made me angry. It made me angry that this wasn't an option for me. And it's like, why wasn't this an option for me? This should be an option for everybody, because I feel, for me at least, that it really informed who I am today. It informed the opportunities that I've had. It informed my educational trajectory. Like, it informed every aspect of my life. And it was really transformative. And so to know that this can then go back into our communities and do the same thing, it's like, it became my mission at that moment that I was like, this is what I'm going to do. So to be able to do that with these young people, to be able to give them that pathway to a career in dance is really important for me, because it's like, I was lucky that Dame Libby did it for me, and I'm glad that I'm able to do that for others. But also, even if they don't become dancers, what you learn through the process of dance, or any art form really, is so valuable, and everybody should have access to it. Yeah, I'm lucky to have them. Yeah.
What, if anything, do you think makes dance here in Chicago distinct?
I think the wide variety and diversity of the dancers, the dance companies, the dance leaders in Chicago is what really makes it distinct. There's a lot of other places, but a lot of other places you're not going to see Spanish dance and Indian dance and African, and like where that there's a platform to have it out there in the open for everybody to see. outside of their small little communities or their small little cultural groups that preserve it, right? And so there really is a platform here for all styles of dance to really kind of thrive. And I think that's what makes Chicago dance stand out from other places.